Hey guys, I just want a quick announcement before I bring it to today's content. I am actually rebranding of this podcast. It used to be called Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. As you know, I am rebranding it. I'm changing it to Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms. And the reason I'm doing that is because that's who I serve. I serve law firms. So if you're a law firm and you're looking to understand how best to grow your law firm in today's digital age, this is the podcast for you. So anyway, I'm still going to be giving you the same content I've been doing for the past 3.5 years since I've been doing this podcast. It's just changing the name. So without further ado, I'm going to bring you into this episode. Take care.
Hello and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms, the podcast that provides you with all the latest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are looking to substantially increase your caseload in the next 6 months, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy. Welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy Hump Day. I hope you guys are having a rockin' week thus far. Today, I'm going to go into some stats. This is the first episode in the month of May. And I wanted to go into some stats. Stats are very important. Because stats is what helps us determine if your marketing is working or not. Okay. But the stats I'm talking about is some statistics that should make you say, how many of you guys remember the old Arsenio Hall show? Something that makes you say, So these stats are something that should make you say, But I want to talk to you guys about basically the power of digital display ads. And the reason I'm bringing this up today is because I had a conversation last week, actually 2 weeks ago. Man, time's flying. Jesus Christ. 2 weeks ago with a client of mine who did not have a good experience when it came to digital display ads in the past. Now, I asked him, how long ago was that? And he told me, it was like 5-6 years ago. Now, let's to put this into perspective. 5-6 years ago in digital time, in the digital marketing time, it's like 100 years ago. Things happen really quickly, especially now. Everything's going at the speed of sound. So I don't want you guys to get caught up in something that didn't work in the past, because just because it didn't work in the past doesn't mean it can't work now. Okay. So basically he was on the fence about what display ads can do for his law firm, because he gave me some data. And back then it wasn't a great option for attorneys. It really wasn't. Okay. Full disclosure, it really was not. But again, full disclosure, it doesn't mean that it was done correctly. Because even 5 years ago, it's not as robust as it is now, granted. But even 5 years ago, it was a decent, viable option to get leads on the internet. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, display ads are those ads that let's say you're on CNN.com and you see those little banners pop up that talks about whatever it is. And it's usually something that you have seen before, because most of the times the display ads are retargeted, if you will. So in other words, most of the times you don't see it unless you've been on that website before. That is usually the best strategy of using display ads. especially the way we use it in terms of lead generation. But there are other ways of using it. Like for instance, we are using display ads on like some TV screens with a video element to it, which is kind of sophisticated, pretty cool. And we use it as a lead generation opportunity for attorneys. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the power of digital display ads and why you should start considering it, really, if you were on the fence. So I'm hoping that at the end of this episode, which by the way is not going to be a long episode, that you would you would start thinking, I want to do this. I want to try this out. If you're working with a digital agency now, talk to them about it. If you're not working with a digital agency, give us a call, 888-416-7752. We'll be happy to discuss in detail your particular situation and how how this can help your particular situation better said. Okay. So I'm going to give you some facts about digital ads that is geared towards helping you make a decision on whether or not at least you want to talk to someone, whether it be myself or someone that you're working with. Okay. So let's get into the stats. Okay. Display advertising has been shown to increase website traffic by up to 300%. Now, this is according to ComScore. I know you guys are familiar with ComScore. They are online. They're not a publication, but they're an online. It's like the Nielsen ratings for online. Okay, and they do a lot of stats and stuff like that. Now, 300% increase in web traffic. Now, again, if you have a 300% increase in web traffic, you should have more leads, providing that your website is designed in such a way to collect leads. Funny thing, I came across, and I haven't seen one of these websites in a long time. I came across a website the other day of an attorney that we were trying to, talk to and work with soon. And the way the website was configured, the way the website was designed, it was really difficult to navigate. Now, you can navigate it if you have some savviness in you, but you have to think that the average person doesn't. I mean, it was just poor design for a website. It would not have been my choice of making that design. And it's probably hurting their conversion. I mean, I don't know a lot about it yet. We just started talking to them, and hopefully we could go over some data with them. But for instance, I would not this little stat that I just gave you, the 300% increase in traffic. Yes, it will probably increase their traffic in 300%. But since the website looked the way it does, it wasn't going to improve their results. So a while back, well, not that long ago, but some time back, I had an episode talking about how SEO is a puzzle piece. So is digital marketing as a whole. So a lot of times people say, "Oh man, I tried, say display ads or Google AdWords or any kind of marketing, it doesn't work." A lot of the times it's because the way the website is positioned. What was the strategy behind it? So you just can't arbitrarily just say, "Oh, that doesn't work." You got to understand all of the puzzle pieces, because just like SEO is a puzzle piece thing, so is digital advertising as a whole. So I'm saying this because I don't want you to think, "Oh, I'm going to start doing display ads and I'm going to get 300% increase in web traffic, which means I'm going to get more leads." No, let a professional online, a digital agency review everything, every single piece before you do any of this stuff. Okay. So that's stat number one that I wanted to share with you. Stat number two, which is an interesting one. 71% of internet users pay attention to online ads. And this is according to the Bureau IAB, that's the Interactive Advertising Bureau. Interesting stat. 71% of internet users pay attention to online ads. What does that tell you? Not too long ago, I got to tell you, and I wish I had thought of this prior to starting this episode, but I remember seeing this number, and it wasn't too long ago, and it was closer to the 60%. It was like 58, 59%. Now it's 71%. What is that telling you? You know, you got to be in the game. You got to be in the online marketing game. You have to be in the online ads. Now, it doesn't have to be display ads, but you have to be in some sort of online marketing ad because this number is going to continue to increase. 71% of internet users pay attention to online ads. That means it's something that's drawing their attention. That's something that they're considering. I happen to know. I mean, my girlfriend is always online searching stuff, and I'm talking about e-commerce in this instance. But so for services ads, services like you and I, we're in the services industry. Okay, you provide a service, legal services. I provide digital marketing services. It's also in an increase. I mean, my traffic has skyrocketed tremendously between now and just 6 months ago. And now I see why. Because 71% of internet users pay attention to online ads. So if you're not in the game, be in the game. Now, in the game, let's talk about what that means. Being in the game nowadays doesn't mean just doing one thing and walking away. Being in the game means doing multiple digital type ads, whether it be SEO, whether it be PPC, whether it be display ads, like what we're talking about right now. Okay. Again, it's a puzzle piece. It's puzzles. It's a whole game, a board, and you got to grab each piece to make it a whole picture. And that's what we're talking about here. With the display ads is just one piece to that pie, to that puzzle. Okay. But it's an important piece. Don't get me wrong. Very important piece, because as I said in the earlier statement, 300 is going to increase your website by 300%. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's big. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the last one, definitely not least. Display advertising has been shown to increase brand awareness by 46%. Now this does not shock me at all. I got to tell you, the first two kind of do. I didn't think it was going to increase that much in such a short period of time. This one, however, does not shock me at all. Why? Display advertising has always been a mechanism of brand awareness. Always. That's one of the things that was the reason behind it in the first place. You want to be top of mind. Brand awareness. This is a brand. This is something that you'll see all the time. That's why billboards exist on highways. That's called brand awareness. So display ads is on the internet highway, on the internet superhighway, as they say. By the way, this study is according to Nielsen. So your brand, you have to be top of mind. Now, this is more important on a very congested area. Here's what I mean. If you're in the New York City, Philadelphia, any kind of metropolitan area like that, DC, you need kind of brand awareness because there's more people looking at other stuff. If you're in a more rural part of town, not so much, just having some stickers around town will do. You don't need all this fancy stuff. But you definitely need it if you're in a highly, populated area, because you want to stay top of mind. All right. That's really all I have for you today on this Wednesday. I hope you guys got a lot out of it. If you did get a lot out of it, please share this episode with someone you think could get as much out of it as you just did. And that's about it for me this week. Next week, stay tuned. It's another Meet the Attorney episode that I think you guys are gonna like. It's a very, very, very powerful interview that I'm going to conduct, and I think you guys are gonna like it. So until next week, this has been Frank Deming, the local business guy. Take care and bye for now. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms, the podcast that provides you with all the latest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you would like to know more about the topic we discussed on the show today, reach out to Frank and his team at 888-416-7752 and schedule a discovery call with one of the marketing consultants. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, send an email to podcast@lbmsllc.com and we will put you on the schedule. With that being said, until next week, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.